If you get scared trading in the FNO because of the M2M margin, let me break you this myth in this video, how you can avoid the M2M margins. If you get an aha moment after the video, do like, share and subscribe to our channel. This video is for the people who trade futures and options by themselves and are holding multiple lots in futures by either rolling them or keep trading in the FNO. So this video is particularly for them. Let's say, for example, if you are buying one lot of Reliance where the lot size is 500 shares, and let's assume the price of Reliance is 1500. So that means when you buy one lot of Reliance, you'll have to pay an initial margin initially. But if the price of Reliance falls, you'll have to pay a M2M margin, which is by how much price the Reliance falls multiplied by the lot size, that much you'll have to pay day in, day out. Now, if you're holding multiple such lots, and if the market corrects during that phase, you will incur a heavy M2M loss, even though you've not booked your loss, but you will have to pay that M2M loss, which is cash settled. So either you'll have to sell your stocks or you will have to transfer via your bank some additional cash margin. Now, how will you avoid this? In this video, we will try to explain you how you can avoid this M2M loss kind of a situation, where you don't have to pay that excess margin and you are away from that stress and just focus on your trade. So the answer to that is, we will sell deep in the money put rather than buying futures. So for people who do not know or what is options itself, you can look at a basic option series and basic futures series YouTube channel, wherein the details of the basics of options and futures are given in a specific video. So you will understand the basic of that. Some traders have wafer thin cash margins and mostly have stocks as margin for their FNO trades. Now, in such cases, when they want to keep rolling it over for a few months, since they bought for a longer target, such M2M margin shortfalls can be little bit stressful for them. So in such scenario, selling these puts is very useful. Let's take our previous example of Reliance and see what can we do. Instead of buying Reliance futures at 1500, say where you are looking at a target of around 1700 or so, what we can otherwise do is we can sell a 1700 put of Reliance. Now price is 1500, you are selling deep in the money put, which is like say a 1700 or a 1800. In this example, समझो हम लोग 1700 लेते हैं कि where we are selling a 1700 put, the minimum price of that put will be at least 200 rupees, since the difference between them is 200. There could be some time value, but because it's deep in the money, let's assume there's zero time value. So 1700 put जो 200 रुपए में आप बेचोगे, तो you will get credit in your ledger for that 500 lot size multiplied by 200, which is 1 lakh rupees. So 200 is the premium, 500 is the lot size, 200 into 500, which will give you 1 lakh as a credit in your ledger. So you've already generated the cash. There's no reason now that the cash shortfall will come. Let's go further and understand how, depending on how the Reliance price moves. Say for example, if the stock Reliance actually falls down from 1500 to say 1450 or so. So what will happen to the price of this put? The put's price will go up. But when if you had held onto Reliance futures and if it had fallen from 1500 to 1450, वो 50 रुपया आपको भरना पड़ता. Of course, multiply by the lot size, which is 500. So 25,000 you will have to pay. But in this case, the put prices just increase. You don't have to pay anything because it's M2M in options is not cash settled every day, unlike which is in futures. So यहाँ पे you will save that M2M debit credit entries in your ledger. Directly आपने जब बेचा था तभी एक entry आएगा which you have received that 1 lakh, which is how you got 1 lakh, 500 multiply by 200. जो 200 was the premium, 500 was the lot size. So 1 लाख रुपया मिल गया था आपको. Now the day when you square off that trade, that is when you buy back. अभी आप बाय कितने में करोगे? हो सकता है आप बाय 250 में करो, 150 में करो, 300 में करो, 100 में करो, डिपेंडिंग ऑन वेयर इट हैज गॉन अप और डाउन. तभी एक वापस से एंट्री आएगा आपके लेजर में. बट इन बिटवीन देयर विल बी नो M2Ms which you have to pay even if the price goes against you. So for in this example, suppose Reliance का भाव गिरा और futures में आपको M2M देना पड़ता, but यहाँ पे the put price 200 वाला 250 या 300 भी हो गया, but you don't have to pay anything. Now again, if the price comes back to its original value or of 200, or even say the price of Reliance futures or cash recovers and your put price will decrease. सो सपोज अगर 150 हो गया तभी यू वांट टू स्क्वायर ऑफ दैट ट्रेड, 150 पुट का प्राइस हो गया एंड इफ यू वांट टू स्क्वायर ऑफ दैट ट्रेड सो 500 इंटू 150 मतलब कि 75,000 रुपीज आपका लेजर में डेबिट हो जाएगा। तो ओवरऑल हाउ मच यू मेड इन दिस ट्रांजेक्शन, 1 लाख का क्रेडिट आया था आपको द डे ऑन व्हेन यू हैड सोल्ड दैट पुट and 75,000 का डेबिट आया when you squared off the put. So net 1 lakh minus 75 which is 25,000 rupees you made in this trade. Now the other way to calculate this profit of 25,000 is very simple कि आपने 200 रुपए में बेचा था 150 रुपीज में खरीदा तो नेट यू हैव मेड 200 minus 150 which is 50 रुपीज बनाया और 50 रुपीज कितने पे, लॉट साइज कितना है, एक लॉट 500 का, तो 50 into 500 which is 25,000 you made. See, the idea is we are not trying to convey in this video that how much profit or loss you will make. This is not a strategy. Here, the idea is how you can avoid the M2M losses or profits every day, depending on the price movements of Reliance. So, we are trying to focus on that. Instead of buying futures, if you just sell it
deep in the money put,
you can avoid those daily stressful moments. In this same example, what will happen अगर कि आपको आपका स्टॉप लॉस हिट हो गया, that means कि रिलायंस का भाव गिर गया, whatever mind में you had kept a stop loss वो लेवल आ गया, now you want to exit the trade, तो आपका पुट का भाव जो 200 पे बेचा था वो सपोज 250 या 300 हो गया and you want to exit, तो वो बाय कर लेना है और आपका लॉस बुक हो जाएगा. So as I said in previously, the idea is not there is no strategy in this video. The idea is to avoid the M2M losses. Sometimes what happens is that we know that the price will go up, but because we have multiple lots in futures and you have to pay that cash margin M2M day-to-day basis pay, so either the broker will square off your positions or will sell those stocks if the cash margin is not there, or they will ask fresh money from you. So to avoid all these M2M losses, the idea is to sell
deep in the money puts.
So now the next question is
How much deep in the money put you should sell?
या कितने का पुट बेचना चाहिए. Ideally, I would suggest go little higher than 10% or so, 10-15%, but try to select a round figure strike. That means if you are selling a 1500 का Reliance, try to select a strike which is a 1700 or an 1800 and don't try to select a 1720 put के सर आपने 10-15% बोला था तो ये इतने पे आता है. No, the idea is to select a round figure strike so that it is more liquid. The idea is the liquidity out there in such cases. So you will on 1700 put will be quite relatively liquid where you can easily sell. Also, if you're trading futures since a long time, but you've got this one small idea which is like an eye opener or giving you an aha moment, do let us know. Now, the idea is if you have any queries, what will you do? There are two options. If you are relatively new to the options world, what you can do is you can go to our channel and again listen to the videos where we have shooted some videos on basics of futures, basics of options, on margins, etc. So have a look at this. That will help you resolve your query of understanding what is an out of the money put. Second option, if you have already know all these stuff and you just want to you still have a query, what's your second approach to reach out to us is go to our website of kunaldave.com and therein we have an option where you can reach out to us, where you can raise a query, ask a query, and we will schedule a call where we will answer your query and help you resolve this and explain you this video in a much better way. And if you have liked this video, then definitely share, like and subscribe to this video and to our channel. Thank you for watching.